Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Happy Thursday. It's our daily show. CJ Nasello right here with you on RiverBender.com as we're continuing this kind of, hybrid best of week as we're kind of wrapping up 2023. Coming up today, we were going to be having a brand new Theater Thursday with Lee, but we decided we're going to be talking to Lee Cox and Alton Little Theater 3 times coming up in January, so we're going to replay one of our previous Theater Thursdays from this month as Lee's with her family and I'm with my dog Nico watching the show with you at home. So a replay with Theater Thursday, a couple of our favorite conversations from the month and from the year, and then we're going to be talking with Lindsey over at the Wood River Public Library and getting some brand new conversations going on their upcoming Animal Sleepover event, which is on January the 4th. So some old conversations, some best of conversations mixed in with some new ones today. So let's get right to it. And our Thursday morning will continue right after this in the heart of the 618.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
See the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all the bustle you'll hear silver bells. It's Christmas time.
That's right. 9:19, and look who I found over here. Lee Cox, how are we hanging in there today?
Well, I want to know, have you told your listeners that you're our newest star at Alton Little Theater?
We have tiptoed around it last Thursday, but yes, oh yes, I am going to be taking on the role of the steam shovel operator in an elephant's graveyard. And it is actually, I'm so glad I did this, because just to see the ins and outs of what it takes for you guys to get on stage, even for a smaller show like this.
Yes.
I mean, until you live it, you really don't understand it.
No, no, it's a passion. It's an addiction. And again, my favorite story is I, of course, had told Shay Maples about you, and he didn't want to be the lifter, the heavyweight guy. So I said, well, he's a wrestler, and he's like, great. And I said, and he's skinny. And I don't think he could pick up the girl and put her over.
Not 3 times in a row. One show, maybe.
Yeah, she could land on him, and that would be the end of the show. The elephant didn't get killed. The weightlifter got killed.
Well, and just speaking of this extra entertainment series,
yes,
this is your brainchild, correct?
It is, and you know when I get close to both of them, because I have a brainchild now in January, February, and March. I got 3 and I always think this is really great. I want to do this for the community. This is something new. We can get this going in our community. I see all the people who watch America's Got Talent and The Voice and The Singer or The Masked Singer and all
Which
of
one's
those.
your favorite?
I do like that Simon has gotten nicer since he became a parent, and since he broke his back, he's gotten nicer.
Well, and after the X Factor lawsuit, he got a lot nicer too.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But sometimes they disagree with the choices. But I know that if they get to a certain level, they have talent scouts looking for them. And that really, it can happen. If you provide a showcase and even support for young performers, they can get to a decent school. They can be scouted by a talent scout. Yeah. And so we've done things like that in the past. But the first one, of course, the audition series that I'm doing with the 3 shows is because I also like to showcase playwrights that don't get that mainstream attention. After all, we want to laugh, we want to yuck it up, and I'm the same way sometimes.
Right, correct.
Particularly when I've had enough of CNN and MSNBC.
Same here.
I mean, I'm a news junkie. I am a news junkie, so you can ask my husband.
After last night, I just turned off my brain for a few hours.
Yeah,
you know?
I was the same way after the debate. I was like, "Is Dancing with the Stars on? Could we watch some junk TV?" You know?
Where's Springer?
Yeah, exactly. He's such a nice guy, which was such a horrible show. But anyway, I was intrigued, and I must have read 100 scripts, I'm not exaggerating, to see 3 that I knew wouldn't be mainstream, like people 8 nights would flock to, but could give real actors a chance and people a chance to learn, and really interesting. And I do think I have a guardian angel, because when I picked and asked my friend Michael Madden to do 2 rooms, and then read Jasper, and then we're doing the last one, The Elephant's Graveyard. Mm-hmm. I did not know, like, the first one we talked a little bit, 2 rooms, it's all about a young couple who's only been married a short period of time, separated in the Iraq War, and he's a prisoner of war in Beirut. And what we are dealing with now in the world, I don't want people to think I'm playing on this or taking advantage.
Right, 100%.
Of this. I never in a million years imagined that we would be dealing with some of these issues. But I like the State Department representative. I like the reporter. They're both good but not perfect people.
Yep.
Who are trying to make a dollar, and everybody manipulates this couple, and all they want is to be reunited. And I know when I watch TV and I see those families, they don't care about the politics. They just want their kids, their loved ones, their home. And personally, even though I'm a feminist, it really offends me that all those poor men and male children are there. It's just not right.
Well, and too, that's a hell of a good point, because the one thing that's so distasteful to me is to see someone throw a camera in somebody's face that's just trying to get their loved one home.
Exactly.
I mean, it breaks my heart. And I think that this is a really kind of, even though it wasn't on purpose, it just kind of coincidentally tied in. This is going to be a good interpretation of really, I think, what it's like in that personal side of things, or just a perspective, because that's not fair to be a prop in some type of media campaign, and that's what it's turned into.
It happens all the time, and I guess, but this is so beautifully written about their relationship, which again, nobody has a perfect relationship. You think you're going to fight over groceries or, how much you're spending on gifts or something, but, there's much more important things in the world, and so I have incredible people who showed up. We have 15 people who do all 3 shows. So there's 4 who are in 2 shows and then 1 and just one other one. So that's a challenge.
Can I give a shout out? There is, I'm going to forget her name, and I love her to death. She is such a pro. She's in Kevin's Christmas concert, and she's in Elephant's Graveyard. She does everything. And she is so good, too. Dang it, I know I interviewed her before.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, my goodness. You're amazing. I'm going to give you a big shout out here. So I've never stumped like this, but just the fact that we've always talked about how many talented performers you have.
Yes.
But to really, and I mean this, I'm not patronizing Lee at all, to see all these performers in one room, and we're just doing one show, and we're the last show, 3 nights, and by the way, it ends on my birthday, so I'd appreciate a sellout show on my birthday.
Oh, yes. I'll do cupcakes.
There we go. But just to see how really smart everyone is, and not just smart and intelligent, but working and helping everyone get better. That's what I just love, is to really see that for myself and see all the talent. I mean, it's incredible, Lee.
Oh, well, thank you. And Lee Blessing, who wrote 2 Rooms, was a very prolific playwright. I mean, he had some Broadway Tony Award-winning shows. So I was really surprised. I had never even heard of this show. Yeah. But every playwright, every writer has the book that they write for themselves or the story. Yeah. And so interesting even that George Brant was probably the one I knew least about, but he wrote a play called A Walk in the Woods, which was a Tony Award-winning play. And again, now the play that we're doing isn't about this, but it's like an imaginary, I think it was Gorbachev and... would it have been Reagan? I can't. Yeah, that they have this secret meeting and saying, this Cold War is now turning hot. It's gotten away from us, Yep. And so you can just imagine, but he talked about the angst that human beings get caught up in things and they do terrible things sometimes. And then they think, oh my God, why didn't I stand up? Why didn't I say no? Why didn't I do that? And so the Elephant's Graveyard, perfectly nice people can do a horrible thing.
Yeah. Well, and too, I think it really showcases the snow globe mentality that everyone is a part of, unfortunately, in some way, shape, or form. Whenever it's acceptable to raise the fist high and take down an elephant, and this literally happened in 1916, this elephant was lynched in a town.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something you wouldn't even have fathomed.
No, you couldn't. And again, because they've always been my totem animal protector, I told Michael we were going to Asheville, North Carolina. He goes, why are we going to Irwin, Tennessee? And I said, oh, it's just up the road. Because he knows that we support the Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee. And he's like, well, what are we doing? But the people of the town. Okay, so all these years, 100 years later, you come and they say, but we didn't kill the elephant. we didn't do it. It was a traveling circus.
They hold that so close to their heart. They really do.
And now they have an art weekend with these beautiful paper mache and just painted elephants. And all of the art is sold all weekend, music, and everything goes to the Elephant Sanctuary, which is on more the western side of Tennessee. We do have an Elephant Sanctuary. We don't in the area, but each of these shows is a showcase. We're not going to make a great deal of money. Me, Michael Madden, my good friend, playwright from San Diego, who did one of the plays, Red Jasper, we have a charity associated. So 25% of the ticket sales. So we keep 25, and 25% is going to go to the Healing Garden at the hospital. And we just really decided that the high school theater program, which is needing to do some more important work and need some money. They really don't have any money. And then we do have the Wildlife Rescue Center, and they have coyotes. They don't have any elephants, but they do have coyotes and all kinds of things. And
Treehouse?
Yeah, Treehouse.
Wonderful people.
And just such great people. And we always give them tickets.
Right.
But I wanted to do something more. So this program, so all of your time, all 15 actors are helping charities as well as introducing people to some great theater that they would probably never see in their lifetime.
Well, I'm telling you what, you made a great casting call because you got about 20 new theater goers right off the bat because they got to see the performance, you know. And to me, that's what I think this is about too. Like you just said, this hits all the boxes. You're supporting local, a local nonprofit who needs the help itself. I mean, to keep going, but you're using performance and these great performances and talented actors to really help so much more in the community, and that's what a theater does.
Right.
And I think sometimes we really forget about those aspects of what you guys do each and every day.
Well, and we try. And of course, you know, Kevin is my best friend. He'll say, and what month were we going to make some money? And I'm like, he's always like, you give new meaning to nonprofit. Because he looks and he sees, okay, and so January and February, high heating bills, and you're not making any money. But we have had, I mean, we are coming back. We're building back from COVID. It's taken so long, but we have so many wonderful new people and people returning. And yes, every business in this town is hurting.
Yes.
And so the only way I think we can get forward is to keep supporting each other and we'll all make a little bit where nobody's going to make a whole lot. But if we all make a little bit and help each other, you know, and as a person, I can sometimes donate or put down a $25 ticket. I can't do thousands right now.
No.
But if enough people do 25 and they come and have a wonderful time and they know they're supporting for charity.
Right.
You know, they feel like, hey, I did a good thing.
Well, and that's such a huge point because I think that's what we've been missing even before COVID was that sense of coming together and just being a part of it. Because I feel like before COVID, we were getting to a point where we were all and I'm not saying everybody and don't generalize me, but a lot of folks were kind of getting the sense of, well, no, I'm doing this and I'm going to do it on my own and we're standing alone on different islands. But that's never how this community was successful. It was all for people decades ago, blue-collar guys and girls coming in together and really coming together in different aspects, but not being billionaires, but just to live and be comfortable and love the community you live in. And that's what I think we need back again.
And once the industry left, I mean, see, I'm old enough to remember we did have Millionaires Row in
Well, that's true.
We did have per capita more people, but there was this big split. We had all these working and factory and hardworking people, but all the millionaires are gone. Well, except for John Simmons, but
it's true.
But everybody asks him for everything, so you know he gets tired of it.
That's true.
I know. But I'm just like we've got to make it in all the small ways and be that cute little destination location.
Well, and I think that's what drives towards the bigger overall goal that so many have for this region is it starts there. Because if you have these grand ideas, I think they're wonderful, but you have to have a foundation before you can reach for the stars. Because if you don't, you're going to fall back to planet Earth and hit harder than before, you know? And that's just my humble opinion, is doing things like what you're doing.
I love it. Yesterday, I haven't been out very long, but I went down to the Mineral Springs Mall, and of course, and they have all the shops and things. So I walked in and I said, okay, ladies, I need a big, gorgeous hunk of red jasper. And they were like, you know what red jasper is? I said, till I read this play, I won't lie, I did not know what it was, but it is the stone of healthy being. And that's the second play that my friend wrote, and I got the most gorgeous stone there, right here in Mineral Springs, and everybody wanted to come see the show. They wanted to know about the show. They wanted to know why he picked that as his gift to this woman that he loves, this hunk of red rock. But, there's a whole... And I bought necklaces. Of course, they made some money off me because I bought necklaces for the cast.
But it's supporting again.
Yes,
going in
community.
and support. And, I mean, you just hit Mineral Springs. And I'm telling you what, I'm so excited because I got to call Dave Nunley tomorrow. I got family coming in from Florida. I got to take him to the Curiosity Museum. Have you been in there?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, he has done such phenomenal work in there. And the fact that you found the perfect piece for Red Jasper, I want to talk more about Red Jasper because I think, in all seriousness, even though I really like Elephant's Graveyard, reading it through it, I think Red Jasper is really powerful, and especially right after Christmas, heading into Valentine's and all that, I really do. So why don't we take a quick pause? Okay. We'll pay a bill. It's 9:34. I just love the fact that you're in studio again. Kevin and Ann were fun. We had a great time. Michael was an all-star fill-in for you. We got through it, and but it's really cool to have you back.
Thank you. And your elevator was working, so I didn't have to
No, if it wasn't, Bob Ryan would have let me know about it by 7:45.
It was I don't know that I can do 3 flights of stairs.
No. And the one thing that I do want to say, hold on here, let me get that. It's easy to find the building. It's hard to get to me. That's the joke. All right, 9:35, a quick break. Daily Show on a Thursday comes back to you next. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Welcome back to our Daily Show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back, 9:37. Did you see Brenda Lee is #1 on the Billboard 100?
I can't. 13. She was 13 when she first released.
Now, listen to this. Brenda Lee shared Dolly Parton all #1 in respective categories, and you tell me that old music isn't the good stuff.
And older women can be pretty hot.
Oh my God, Dolly Parton at the Cowboys game looked better than any cheerleader out there. I'll say it.
She did.
I swear.
I sometimes feel like if I touch them, will I cry? They look, because they look so. I try and stay healthy and look good, and most people don't think I look my age, but
You don't.
But I don't wear a ton of makeup or stuff.
But you
like
know
that.
what I appreciate about Dolly Parton is she's honest. I love it.
Yes.
Hell yeah, I get work done, all that stuff. But did you hear her Howard Stern interview about Kenny Rogers? Oh my God. And performed at the Alton Amphitheater too a couple years back.
I know.
I got to
And
watch him from the
because
bridge.
they really, he did have a number of wives and women, but they truly had this friendship that I have, like with Kevin, and like I've been through everything, but I'm his best friend. I know everything.
So, as we're coming back here, I wanted to dive into Red Jasper a little bit because I think this is a really, really powerful performance and a powerful play. Take me through, if you could, to kind of tease our audience really about what this is, because no one's going to have a dry eye, I think, by the end of the show.
Well, and one of our actresses, who was a teacher here in town but lived in St. Charles, was best friend with Michael's sister when she got cancer. So the way we met was on a 5-hour car trip. I'm driving back from Wisconsin. The sister in New York gets Michael on the phone, gets us talking, and we talked for 5 hours and became, friends.
Wow.
And he wrote this little play called Maybe Next Time about dating, because he'd been divorced, and so he went through this horrible accident. It was his life story. And it was pleasant, but it wasn't earth-shattering. So when he sent me this play, I admit I let it set for maybe a week. I thought, he's going to call me. I opened it. I couldn't put it down. Because I've worked in cancer centers, but because I just know how resilient people are and how love is so redemptive and so important, that even older people and even when you're ill, you still need to be touched. You still need to have someone be there in the dark with you holding your hand. And so it's not all depressing, though.
No.
Because she really finds out what's the most important thing in her life, and the laughter and the beauty and the poetry. And Disney gave us the use of one of their songs for free.
Okay. In a world where people are getting sued for the Grinch, you got free rights?
We sent the script. We said it's one page. It's their song when they get together. And they're like, okay, you can do it. And I was like, oh my God. They probably do know my politics and know I'm pretty pro Disney in Florida. But but it's a beautiful, and it has humor in it, and it has just even funny things that. And since my husband, is a cancer survivor, but wasn't supposed to make it in cancer for 2, you get to know the families there. You have to have a life, and you make jokes. You can't be serious all the time.
Well, and see, to me, that is so important because it shows to me, I find it a little raw in that sense where it's so real. Because anyone that's gone through that knows if you're stuck in that misery, it's just a tumultuous cycle, and you got to find the positive little things in everything you do in that journey. And I'm telling you what, I really think, even though I'm a big fan of Elephant's Graveyard, we have a great cast for it. Shay's doing a great job. I really think Red Jasper is going to be the one that hits close to home for me, and I think so many people, really.
Well, and I'm hoping, because, again, it's 3 weekends, starts the 11th and the 12th, and some go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, some go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, kind of dependent on the schedule, but doing 3 shows in 3 weeks. But they're working very hard now, and each one's a little different, but I did design a set that will work for all 3, that can convert, and the parallelogram, and how we change it, and then the props and things like that. But I'm so thrilled with the cast. And in Red Jasper, we have an emergency room physician and his wife from Lebanon.
Wow.
Who just heard about the series and some of the things we were doing. And he's an older man, and he said, I just need this in my life, because he works ER.
Yeah.
And I said, it's a little sad you fall in love with someone who has cancer. He goes, okay. And he's just, he's just great. And his wife is lovely, too. And I've got another person from Looking Glass who read about Alabama Story because I just cast that. That's why I'm saying January, February, March are my love children.
Yeah.
Every one of them is a labor of love, and I hope I don't lose my shirt, but every one of them is a labor of love and has this wonderful, if nothing else, CJ, just getting you on stage with your enthusiasm, I just feel like the time I have left, that's what I want to do is good works. I can't move mountains, but I can do good works.
Well, and honestly, Lee, I think this is the coolest thing because I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous because I thought, listen, this is kind of like, the kid that's JV got called up, because I'm in a room of people that I've interviewed for the show, Hal's in there and all these great performers, and I'm going, well, here's me, and I'm trying my best to kind of stick out of the way. Everyone welcomed me in, and just to be a part of that and really experience that aspect of performing is really cool and valuable for me, and I can't thank you enough for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you. And I adore Hal, and his funny story, he was an attorney for many, many years, then went back to theater, but he gets cast as the mayor, the judge, the magistrate. So when I handed him a script, he said, okay, what law enforcement officer? I said, the town needs a sheriff. He goes, all right, I'll be the sheriff. But finally, in Alabama Story, he plays one of these crazy ass politicians, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be great. I get to be big and break laws and do all these things." He's just the sweetest guy, in the world.
The coolest thing for me the last couple of weeks was Tuesday, going in to rehearse. And hearing Kevin, hearing the cast and or not really the cast, but the performers for the Christmas show, and seeing all the moving pieces, I'm telling you what, Lee, you guys could just have a sold-out show just from rehearsals and saying, here's behind-the-scenes night at Alton Little Theater, because it was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I kind of wish for our 75th or 85th, we did do a video, but just that kind of backstage. We did a little bit in the 85th with Mamma Mia, but those are the moments to see the people dancing backstage, and it's like we finally did it. We didn't break the set. Nobody's done.
We're all alive.
We're all alive.
But also too, to hear that the Christmas show sold out. Well, Sunday I knew was not going to be a problem, but Saturday there was like 30 or 40 tickets left, or 60.
Yeah.
And I saw Kevin that Tuesday, and I know we sent out an email and we did some other things. Whatever you did worked. I don't know it, but that's what I think's cool, is that it is standing room only this weekend at Alton Little Theater.
And I'm thrilled because Saturday night, Fridays are good, but Saturday nights are just weird. I don't know if people are babysitting, but in fact, Shay Babels, who is looking forward to becoming a dad or something, he was like getting all these treats together for Sunday. And we do that because I want people. But I said, the largest group is a group of senior ladies that's over 100 in this group. And I said, now they do like to take the candy in their purses. But I don't know peppermint hot chocolate. I'm thinking they might want something with a little bit of a nip in it.
Oh, peppermint schnapps hot chocolate. That's actually, I was at Johnson's Corner one day, and I was sitting, I go out there all the time, and Dina goes, well, I have this I could make you, because I just wanted something different. Never gone back. Perfect go-to holiday Christmas drink.
Okay, well, that's okay, because we bought a few things. That was my first trip back to the supermarket since October 20th. I hadn't walked in the store, and I forgot how big that store was.
Man.
But Michael helped, and it's going to be, Anne Frakes is making little, ornament things for the kids, because for us, and it was my salvation as a kid, my home, and I want that to be that safe place that people know they can leave their kids. They're never alone. We always have at least 2 adults, and Kevin and I are like hawks watching them.
It's the safety of it. I didn't realize that too, because whenever you come in, it is not doors.
I'm always in every room watching everything. Yeah. You're like, she just keeps walking around, and it's like, because I need to know what's going on.
The family atmosphere, though, with the cast and just anyone that's there, that's the safety aspect too, because you and Kevin are over everything. Yeah. But to see that every performer is very serious about the safety of their fellow co-performer, what you call it, is amazing to me. I mean, really is. And, you know, one thing that I find really fascinating is the reads. Because I don't know how any of this works. In wrestling, you just kind of, you get told 3 or 4 bullet points.
Knock him down.
Yeah, Dustin would go, well, go out there and be an ass, you know, and all that. So I'd go out there and give a speech and get beat up. But this is new, so I'm not used to this. It's amazing the technique and the talent that really goes into going through the reads, because Hal is off book within the second rehearsal, and he's kind of putting me to shame at least. You know, I'm looking down going, all right, let's just make sure I read it correctly, and then we'll go from there.
How is this word pronounced?
And then the best was me on blocking night when I said, so how do I walk? What's the proper walking technique in this?
Do I strut? Do I skip? How big of steps do I take?
Well, and too, I wanted to point out that Alton Little Theater's new updates to the website, I think, are really cool updates.
Good.
Because I know Mike was working on them with you, too.
Mike has been super.
So I have always talked about Mike because the first day I was here, I was kind of intimidated.
Me too.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, I'm going to stay away from him. I don't want him to be mad at me.
When he would put his glasses down and look at me, I'd be like, oh.
But he is truly the best.
He is.
And I mean that. Not because I work with him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's truly that good. And here, if you go to Alton Little Theater's website, the new updates are great because it's all the upcoming shows. You click on them. It's a one-stop shop. It takes you right to where you need to see it.
And he knows the business. He's very experienced. And our funny story is 10 years ago, he was filling in, and I would say, I want to do this and this and this, and I wanted Dorothy's shoes and Wizard of Oz to even, shine. And he goes, you want a lot of stuff, lady. And now I think we're friends, and he calls me and he says, I got some new ideas for you. So like he's the one, and I'm like, anything you think of, Michael, just keep doing it.
We have a great team with you and I. All the teamwork that we have in between is great. But seriously, you guys can't get tickets for I can't even get tickets for Best of the Best Christmas. I mean, I really can't. It's that full.
In fact, the parents of the middle school children under Eddie Hitchcock who are doing the finale, they have to stand.
That's what,
because they took a little too long to get tickets.
Yeah.
But we're, it's a 90-minute, it's a wonderful show. We'll try and make them as comfortable as possible. But we have to. We have so many wheelchairs or people who need some assistance. You have to have that 10-seat space. That's the law. We can't break that.
No.
And so people are like, why can't I just sit up there? But Kevin is now. He decided we could have some seats on the stage.
That's what I think would be cool.
I'm like, that's going to help a lot so that nobody feels uncomfortable.
I think that's the best because I would love to be on stage like a nightclub almost, you know?
Well, see, I think that too, but we have to be little extroverts because people are like, but the lights are on me. And I'm like, yeah, the lights are on. You got to be a little bit of a showman. Just making sure.
But mark your calendars because Alton Little Theater, this is busy season.
This is very busy season. Yeah. We've got the auditions series, the studio series in January. And then I have changed the date, and I'll change it on here, for Country Love. We wanted to have a bigger audition for the region. So we have a lot of people who do regional singing. Good. And if there's a little purse, even $1,000, they will compete. And we want to have the 12 best country voices we can find and have a little Valentine's party. And I wrote a little script. So that's now.
They're competing?
They're competing, yes.
Whoa. That's the call to action.
Yeah, I'm going to have a big article, hopefully, in the website and the paper.
It's coming soon.
Yeah.
And we'll tease it on our Theater Thursday article that always comes out.
And then, because we have the 4 poster that opens right after Valentine's Day, but I just think doing Valentine's Day as a general kind of like, let's love everybody.
Yes.
That day. And we have a lot of seniors, and so many of them are lonely, and they've lost their spouse, and they don't have anything special. So one of the things I like to do is we're decorating. My husband will tell you, our car is full because we're decorating the theater today and tomorrow. And yes, we're only there this weekend. But when people come, I want them to really enjoy and feel like they've had some Christmas.
From the 618, glad Lee Cox is back. I love her so much. I do too. I'm glad she's back in studio. That's cool.
That's very cool.
I get the text now come to my phone too instead of the computer, so I can just look down and scroll. Kind of cool. Yeah. So now I have 2 phone numbers, and now the FBI is watching me. No,
I'm sure I'm higher on the list than you are.
That's true. So,
you forget I was a 70s child protesting everything.
Please mark your calendars. January 11th, 12th, and the 13th. That's the first of the Actor Studio series with 2 rooms. Going to be a beautiful show. Yeah. Then the Red Jasper runs 4 days, January 18th, 19th, 20th, and the 21st. This is by Michael Madden, and I'm looking forward to getting to talk with them. And then on January 26th, 27th, and most importantly, January 28th, The Elephant's Graveyard by George Brant will be on stage, and you'll see yours truly right there making my, I guess, debut. Yeah. I'm coming out of my shell.
Because we were all worried about that.
I know, a lot of people were.
And my birthday's the 27th. Can you believe that? See, we've always said we were really related. We just didn't know it.
I'm telling you, the connection's real here. Is there anything else that we need to talk about?
Well, just if they are a singer and they love country music, be on the lookout. I'll have the updated information. There was just too much confusion. There was too many auditions going on in St. Louis. I didn't realize that when I said it. And everybody's like, I'm out of town. I can't do it. I've got Branson, in fact, was auditioning for some things. And I've got 2 performers right there, down there, who are coming back to do the Christmas show. So
absolutely. Well, look at that. We're lining up, Lee Cox.
I was going to say, everybody wants to see you. Okay, so we'll talk and we'll arrange, Michael. But the first the last one is okay. I don't know when that is. It's got to be 20.
The 28th.
And you're going to be here?
Yep.
We'll still have Christmas.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Lee Cox, we did it again for over 30, 40 minutes.
I'll see you at rehearsal.
I'll see you there, too. 9:54. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more conversations after this.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away.
A literal full studio. I like this. It's really sad when I'm in here by myself because the lights turn off, so I feel like, like the old guy that just closed. Yeah, I don't know. Neither here or there. December the 11th is the day of giving for the social studies and pickleball clubs and the tennis team. This is really cool. And all of you got out of school today. How are we feeling?
Great.
So why don't we do this? Who do we all have in the studio today? Let's start off with that. Who wants to go first?
Wait, do I say my
Yeah, tell me who you are.
I'm Jenna Bassler. I'm the vice president, and I also do the military affairs.
Really cool.
Yeah. I'm Scarlett Eads, and I am the treasurer.
I happen to have your mom on the show a time or two,
Yeah.
Really cool.
I'm Finley Haynes, and I'm the secretary.
I'm Laura Massey, and I'm the president of Big Fun Club and Social Studies Club.
I'm Alex Tutkin, and I'm community chair.
Awesome.
I'm Dylan Cowan. I'm public relations.
And then I'm Elise, and I do our social media.
So take me through the clubs and how all this comes together, because we have a couple of different clubs. The pickleball club I got to know more about real quick. Who's the president of that?
I am.
Fill me in.
Okay, so we haven't played anyone yet, but we have had some practices, and everyone likes pickleball, so I think it'll be a fun thing because we're gonna play Marquette soon. So
there you go.
We don't know we'll have a date yet, but it's gonna be a good match.
Stay tuned is all we're going to tell you. That's a tease in the radio business. Well, I think this is really cool for the Social Studies Club, the Pickleball Club, the tennis team to all come together and really give back to the community. So December the 11th, let's just start off. Open forum. What are we doing?
Who wants to go? I'll go right ahead. So as of right now, we are taking our old tennis balls and we're donating them. Half goes to 5As and the other half goes to Asbury. So they can use them on their walkers, or 5As can use them to do whatever they want with them. And then we are also creating military care packages, which is just our way of kind of giving back to the community and, people who have served for us. So by doing that, we are just putting together personal care products, and we are also taking donations, whatever helps.
Yes, we are.
Anything helps.
Just making sure these were working. They need some donations over here.
Anything helps.
So I think that's really cool. And now, are these military that went to Alton School District, or how does that work?
Yes, a few of them.
Graduates.
Yeah,
Cool.
graduates.
Some of them are even of last year's.
Yeah, one of my brother.
Oh, really cool. Fill me in on that.
So,
How old is he?
he graduated last year, and whenever he was in basic training, I knew that he kind of felt alone. And so I think that by giving them care packages, we're kind of just making them feel like they have support from us. Yes. And so we're also giving them to John Krafka and Graham McAfoose. And then a few others if we can find anybody else. But
That's really incredible. I think that's a really cool thing. Was this something new that you guys started to do?
Yes.
Really cool. I love it. And now on December the 11th as well, the 5As I love because they're always asking for toy donations on their Facebook page, and a tennis ball goes a long way. It really does. You should see my puppy. Nightmare. But I love the Ashbury Village aspect of it too. I think that's a really cool thing. And now also, I hope it's not too cold on the 11th because someone's ringing some bells for Salvation Army. Who's tasked with that?
I mean,
All of us. Man, you might want to check the extended. I think we aren't getting the winter mix on the 11th. I think you're good.
Happens every year.
Does it really? Is it always cold?
Yeah, it's a great tradition. We love it.
So take me through why you guys all do this. Because, let's be honest. I was a student once 7 years ago, and I would rather, honestly, to me, when I was a student in high school, I liked staying at home and kind of relaxing, and that was kind of it. But to see all of you really wanting to give back to the community, get out of here. I think it's really cool. So why do you all do this?
I think Social Studies Club, it falls, people think it's just education and just learning about history, but we kind of do it to bring in the community and like do stuff like community service and just anything that helps our school. And like we're trying to get more people to join always. So
That's really cool. Have you seen more people join up last couple
we
of
have.
years?
Yes.
It's only these past 2 years.
Really?
Yes.
That means something's working. Well, and it seems like everyone in this group, whether you're in pickleball club, tennis, social studies, everyone gets along. You know, and is everyone on the same page for Give Back Day?
Yes.
I love it. Hey, we'll take a quick break. Let me pay a quick bill. 10:15 the time. We're coming back with more of this conversation and a lot more to talk about right after this in the heart of the 618.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh, here we go, 10:17. Welcome back. Tuesday morning in the heart of the 618 with a full studio of some dedicated students. Because honestly, how many of you are student athletes? There you go. I kind of figured. The reason I say that is because, I mean, throughout the I guess the day ins to day outs of your schoolwork and everything else, I mean, it's busy. Whether or not you're practicing or you're going to another game and then have all this homework and then now you're giving back to the community, how do y'all find the time?
We don't.
And, you know, that's what I think's really cool because, I mean, all of you have busy schedules regardless of the clubs and regardless of all the really cool stuff you're doing. But to be able to do that, I just think it's really awesome that you guys are dedicating your time on a December the 11th. Is that a Saturday?
It's a Monday.
A Monday?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got you working early on a Monday, don't they?
Exactly.
I just think it's really cool. And finals are right around the corner for you guys, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
How many more days you got till those?
What, 9?
I think 10, I think.
10 school days?
9 or 10, I
9 or
think,
10,
yeah.
something
See,
like that.
here's my problem. I was always had good grades, you know, to not have to take them in my honors classes, but my attendance record was never there. You know,
Right.
so
Exactly.
I always had to come back in and do them. And so on December the 11th, before we talk about Give Back Day, I want to ask more about Pickleball Club real quick, because this is new. It was a transfer from Ping Pong Club, which was when I was in high school, 2016. Wow. It was the busiest club. Everyone was in Ping Pong Club. So now, how did this kind of transfer over into pickleball?
We really just had no tables at the school. So that's a big part of ping pong is to have the tables.
That's innovation.
So
right
yeah,
there.
exactly.
And then pickleball is also growing. And
Exactly. Big grown sport.
Yeah.
So how many of you guys are out on Glazebrook's courts trying to find the time there?
We all, even like at a ping pong club, like we all go and play like in the summer.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's, like,
Really?
it's a fun way to go like hang out with like Marquette people, like just like other
It's
like
friendly
groups.
competition
It's like
for
an all
sure.
fun way, and like everyone loves enjoying it. Even if you don't play like tennis or anything, it's just an easy sport to learn.
Exactly.
See, here's my thing. I was playing pickleball in Florida one time. It's the first time I've ever seen it before, and I thought, fairly simple. I got my butt kicked by a 65-year-old, and I didn't even know what hit me.
Exactly.
The tennis skills do not transfer.
Oh no, they do not.
Really?
They're not.
Oh, that's fascinating. They don't transfer?
I thought they do.
No.
I think so.
Yeah, it's half your racket, so you can it's smaller than what it is. I'm like, what? It's not the same. That's what I expected. Yeah.
This is so cool. Because I think it's great that new clubs are being added, and they're just fun. And now if someone's watching that's a student, because I do have a few students that do watch this show, and I have to tell them to go back to class so I don't get in trouble from your school district. What's the best way to be a part of it? Just reach out to one of you guys?
Just show up.
Yeah. Just show up. There you go. So let's go back to Give Back Day, because I want to break all of this down, because there's ways that the community can support all of you wherever you guys are. So let's start with 5As. What are we looking for 5As from the community to help really bring this mission home?
Donations, reposts, anything that can kind of shed a light on what we're doing or shed a light in order to help us to be able to give back, basically.
Really cool.
So, dog food, cat food,
any
good stuff.
For sure, take a look at like Alton Athletics Instagram or AHS Tennis. We always have things posted. So
really cool. And is that the best way to stay up to date on all this stuff?
Yes.
Instagram. And the Instagram.
Sure. Yes.
And the Instagram. Don't forget the Insta. Come on.
Right.
So 5As, and now after that, we're going to Salvation Army, right? And ringing the bell at Schnucks. Which Schnucks?
Godfrey.
The Godfrey Schnucks. That's important, because I'll send people to Alton and I'm going to get yelled at.
Right.
Have you ever seen Shawshank Redemption with the lamp? The lamp scene.
Yes.
I have this thing in front. I'm so I'm like looking over. You're gonna see it. Okay, so Salvation the Schnooks and Godfrey. You can go and support everybody as you're ringing the bell. Who is the best bell ringer in this group?
Well, it's a tough competition.
Okay, so how long are you guys gonna be out there on Monday?
I think 4 to 6.
4 to 6. And now is it gonna be the whole group?
And there'll be part of the tennis team too, like the girls' tennis.
Oh, really cool.
Anyone who wants to help.
Upperclassmen, underclassmen, about everyone will be there.
Yeah. Really cool. So girls' season just wrapped up for tennis, correct? How did you guys finish the season?
Pretty good, actually.
That's
great. That's really cool.
It was a really good, because we had no seniors this year, so.
Wow.
Yeah, this was like a weird thing. So
building up for next year.
Yeah, so all the juniors got to lead this year, so now next year I think it'll be really cool to see.
And then you're going right into, boys, are you guys on the tennis teams at all?
I'm on the
That's what I thought. See, I never assume, because when I do, you tell me I'm wrong, and then everyone makes fun of me, it's a whole thing. All right, and so you can go out there, you'll see the whole group out there at the Godfrey Schnooks 4 to 6 p.m. on Monday, December the 11th. And if you have, maybe a few extra bucks to throw in there, I'm not saying change, bucks, we can help really drive this home for everybody. And then also on top of that too, there was another thing that you guys are doing that I want to drive home. What was the third? Oh, the baskets.
Yes.
So when do the baskets go? How many are you putting together?
I think we're doing 3. As of now, 3.
We want it to grow.
Yeah. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, we'll continue to do it throughout the year.
I think it's cool because it's coming back from high school students who have been there, so like seeing.
That's what I think's amazing about this is you're supporting the fellow, active duty that are out there from the school district, and there's so many that are. We have a great ROTC program in Alton. They do great. And then after that, the next step, up the road, there you go. And so is there any way that the public can help you with that donation? Maybe send you guys some items, or you guys pretty much have that under control?
I mean, we'll always accept donations, anything personal care or something like motivational in any way.
Really cool. So how many times do all the clubs kind of mingle together with one? I see that it could be a lot of like carryover and transfer over from other clubs.
Yes. I mean, we're all intertwined.
That's what I kind of assumed here. That's what I think is so great.
For us, I feel like our club, like tennis and ping pong club and pickleball club. Social
studies.
Social studies.
It's all in one.
Yeah, they all kind of mix together.
Yeah.
Our meetings are together.
Yeah, we all try to plan meetings. So like Jesse, he's like our big coordinator, and then like I just try to like plan meetings for all of us, like in the classroom, before school, after school, and then like we just plan what we're gonna do and like practices and that kind of stuff.
Really cool.
We always have food too, so
that's the plug. Thank you. Not a lot of people ever mention that. That's the way to grow.
That's the way we pull them in.
Well, and how long so whenever you guys are meeting, it's just kind of informal things, sit down, talk for a little bit.
It's all easy. We all just talk, and everyone's welcome to come. So like anyone, just stop in.
Really cool.
Yes.
So I got to ask you this. Now that we got everybody everyone in studio here. We were going to do this a little differently, but I said, what the heck? Why don't we get everyone in here and have more fun this way? You know, we don't have to take all these breaks because you guys don't like commercials. I love them because I get to breathe. But I wanted to just kind of go back and just ask you guys as a whole, because Alton has a lot of fun things. The Riverbend region, whether it's Edwardsville, Godfrey, Grafton, cool stuff going on. For you guys in Christmas season, is there something that you guys kind of hone down as your own traditions?
Ooh, we love the lights.
Yes.
Lights on the
yes.
yes. Go get hot cocoa. Go
The
watch
Christmas
lights.
tree lighting downtown is always fun to see every year. So.
Did you guys watch the broadcast this year?
Yeah, we were there. Yeah.
Oh, that was a kind of a, I don't know.
I didn't go, but I saw it. You know,
I think the guy that hosted it did a fantastic job, if you ask me. But you know, so there's the tree lighting, the walkthrough, which I think's great. Is there anything else that you guys do with your families or anything?
We were planning a Secret Santa or something. In our group, so yeah, just.
We could even do like a pickleball.
Secret Santa.
Yeah.
So
really cool.
Maybe a white elephant, get a little aggressive. You know?
Maybe some new pickleball rackets. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, to me, I think it's really cool that you guys do this. And the reason being is there's not a lot of individuals that are younger that want to actually do things. And let's just be honest. And I was one of them that said, you know, someone else is doing that. I don't need service hours. What's your kind of thought for you guys just to do this? How does it make you feel tighter with each other in the group and tighter with the community when you're doing these type of events?
I mean, for sure.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I think we're all friends. Like, we all get along.
Yeah.
We all talk a lot during club meetings. Yeah, I think
Does it go a long way?
Yeah, it does. You can meet a lot of friends if anyone wants to join.
Now, this is the thing that I find fascinating is whenever I became part of groups and started doing things, I realized how much more was available in the school district and how much more resources were available. Did some of you guys kind of experience that too, where you kind of join something and go, wow, there's a lot more here?
Yeah. I had no idea about Social Studies Club until I got to tennis team, and Jesse was like, come join. And I was like, all right, sweet. And then everybody's there, so.
Now we're trying to get more people to know, like, oh, this is Social Studies Club. So, like, people will know, not even when they're in high school.
This is where I come in. Hold on.
Right. Exactly.
So if you have a student out there that wants a little bit more of a variety in their life, this is a great club. Just talking to the guys, you just see them out there as I was doing news. You guys handled everything brilliantly, I might add. And I think it's really great because it's really cool to see a bunch of young people that are busy as heck because you guys got finals. How many of you are in honors classes? Don't want to put you on this, every one of you. There you go. So you guys got a bunch of stuff coming down the pipeline. You're student athletes, and then on December 11th, whether you're thinking about 5As, whether you're thinking about the Red Kettle campaign, whether you're thinking about those really cool I think that's going to grow into something really big because no one realizes how many service members we have from the school district. It's a big number, and I think that this is a really cool way to kind of kickstart that campaign, and I think it'll be around for years. I really do. So there's so many ways you guys can support the social studies club, the pickleball club, the tennis teams. Now, do we have everybody in this room that's going to be out on Monday, or are there a ton more that are going to be
there'll be more.
There will
It
grows.
There'll be more of the girls' tennis team there. A lot of like the underclassmen. They'll be there. It'll be their first time doing it, so that's always fun. To,
Is there some? So I've never rang the bell before, or done the kettle campaign before. What are some tips from some seasoned veterans on the proper bell ringing preparation?
Wear layers.
Wear layers. That's for
sure. Smile.
Yeah.
Smile.
Act like you're, you know.
Be as happy as possible.
Absolutely.
Don't be too loud with it though, because when I walk by and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to get money right now. It's a little aggressive.
I was kind of thinking like Will Ferrell with the cowbell. You're out there kind of rocking that.
You're gonna dance. You get into it.
And seriously, I think this is incredible. Am I forgetting about anything you guys are doing? Please say something if I'm not.
I don't think so.
Did we hit it all?
I think so.
We did.
All I know is that this is really cool. You guys, just best of luck in 6 days. Go out to the Godfrey Chinooks from 4 to 6 p.m. and help support the group over here. And whether or not you have some brand new dog toys I just got my puppy a bark box. You guys know what those are?
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited because he's getting a picture in his Grinch costume, whether he likes it or not. You know? So whether or not you have new dog toys to give that you could support 5As with some tennis balls that you guys are doing, I think that's a great way to kind of repurpose those. There's so many ways to contribute. Reach out to the Social Studies Club or the what's the Instagram, Facebook page?
HS Tennis.
HS Tennis
for Instagram, and then just Alton High Tennis for Facebook.
Alton High Tennis for Facebook, and if you're on Instagram, AHS Tennis. There's a bunch of ways to help out. Now, how much longer do you guys have to be back in class?
As long as you want.
You do not want the school district to have me in charge of that. 10:39 is the time. This has been really fun. And is there anything else I'm forgetting? We good?
I think we got everything.
Talk about a good interview. 10:29 is the time. Best of luck on December the 11th. Stop by the Godfrey Chinooks. Help support their mission with the donations for the dog food, the cat food. Reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram. And if you do, just tell them that you heard it on The Daily Show. 10:29 is the time. A quick one. We'll come back and we'll do the All-Star Award. This is where I highlight the stupid people from around the globe. Because even they need recognition too. 10:30. We'll be right back.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Here's CJ.
You have had
walking down the street.
You have had seriously one of the most incredible years in business across the board.
I have to say it has been.
How do you feel? Because when you took a leap of faith last year. I mean, in all seriousness.
Yeah, a big one.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the person I am. Well, if you tell me that I'm not or I can't do something, I'm going to do it.
Well, and you'll do everything it takes to get it done.
Yes, sir.
You were on the phone nonstop. You were doing the groundwork. And I'm telling you what, in DeAdrian, I have seen so many purple and yellow trash cans popping up. And I got to say this. So I'm not going to say who, but I was on the phone with a customer service line the other day. And I said, listen, I've been paying this trash bill for 3 months and I ain't got no trash can. I called you in July, wanted a trash can. You never gave me a trash can. Oh, well, we'll get you one out December 16th. And I said, that's fine, but you told me July 23rd last time around. Well, okay, we appreciate your patience and thank you for choosing us. I said, I didn't choose you. Nobody in this town chose you. If we had the choice, we know what we do. And I think whenever you did that, it opened the door to so much because you took the leap of faith and said, I'll be your option. Because you had 30 years of being the best trash hauling, whatever you needed.
Junk removal.
Yeah,
and I don't want people to get lost in that.
Right. And you didn't. And you took a leap of faith and boom, it just blew up overnight.
Let me tell you something. I was just looking at the calendar today and I was like, I started this in April of this year, not knowing my left hand from my right hand. And just like when I got in business 30 years ago, but you know what? It's trial and error. You learn, you pay attention, and now we are in our 8th month, just purchased a brand new rear loader trash truck.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Is it brand spanking new?
Brand 2024.
Oh, there we go. Because I looked at it and went, that's actually a beautiful truck. Well, it's funny because I was talking to a few folks because it's kind of funny. They see the commercials and I talk about you every day. And I go, for 30 years, she's been the queen of junk. And now for the next 30, she's the queen of junk and trash. You know? And a couple people call me and they go, what do you think about Denise? And I said, number one, she's going to answer your phone call. You ever have a problem, she will answer it time and time again. Their customer support's number one. And number two, they do it the right way. You aren't worrying about trash flying out of the back of some truck, any of that.
And that's a big issue too, because even though that we have purchased this new truck, we still want everybody to bag and tie their trash. And people go, well, why do we have to do that? We don't do that with any, because IDOT has come down so hard from those semis that go from Point A, the transfer stations in St. Louis, all down 255 where you all see the trash, unfortunately. And you know what? Trash could blow out of ours, but we don't put it in there loose. So we still want people to do that because we don't want our drivers to get stopped. Number one, I don't want to pollute our environment by trash flying out. So, and if something would, trust me, I've been on that truck for the first 7 months. Every Friday morning, I would get up at 3 a.m. This is what people don't know. I would get up at 3 a.m., throw one of my guys in the passenger side, and drive this route that we started with maybe 2 people. And by 4 months, we had maybe 30, 40, and then it just kept growing and growing. Because I start, on Fridays, I would do Elsa, Grafton, and Godfrey. Well, now we got Monday through Friday, and actually next Monday we start Bunker Hill.
Really?
Yeah.
I just love it. And really, I think it's because of what you just described, too. It's the passion that you guys have. I mean, you're going
to get good customer service. I hired an office assistant now who has trash experience behind her.
Ooh.
So that was a plus for me.
Yeah.
But, it's not about money. It's not about any of that. We offer good service.
Yeah, that's it.
So.
Well, and there's people asking.
And we answer the phone.
Well, exactly. And if someone tries to fight you in the parking lot of your building, they aren't going to wait 3 months to give you a status report on that mentally insane employee. I'm sorry, but that's what happened.
And if you call Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling, you're not going to get somebody overseas in Pakistan or Saudi Arabia,
Well, and that's a big thing because it's coming to a point. If you called one of the pizza delivery companies, like any pizza store, those are all call center now. And I'm not saying, I get it. They have to work and whatever, but people here.
It's killing the American.
It is. It's killing the American workforce,
right.
Number one. And number two, it's making it so hard for older people to get business conducted because they can't understand a lot. And it's not them being rude. It's just they have a hard time hearing to begin with. And then when there's an issue, it's hard to even move a conversation forward.
I know it. I can't stand it. If I call somebody and I'm like, can you give me an American? Oh, no, we cannot do that. So I'm just like,
I don't blame you.
Keep the money here in America. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, and you do it. And you keep the money here in the community. That's something that you're really big about, too. And I don't think people realize how much that you support and do things for the community all year round. Are you doing the Christmas trees this year?
We'll talk about that, yes.
Okay, there we go. We'll get to that in a second. But the big thing. A couple of weeks ago, there was some recognitions handed down. And this is exciting. So do you want to tell everybody the story?
Well, the story is I was so busy that I didn't even realize that the contest was going on. And so I had looked at a couple of business owners' Facebook that I seen pop up, and I'm like, what's that about? So next thing I know, I go home, check my mail, and there's like, you have an invitation to the red carpet event. And I'm like, woo, we get to get dressed up and get fancy.
And as you're there, what'd you win?
Well, I assumed, and we're always told we shouldn't say that word, but I assumed I was under junk removal.
Right.
Nope. When the big Jumbotron came on and there were 3 names up there, It was trash service.
And you won.
I was blown. Yeah. I was so shocked.
Well, and it's the culmination, really, Denise, of 8 months of not just hard work. I mean, you lived it every second of the day. It wasn't a day off for you at all.
No, and I want to say this, and my other half would say this as well. I never ask anybody to do anything that I have not done.
Mm-hmm.
So at 64 years of age, hey, I am.
Wow. Wow.
I got up early. I ran that route until I was just like, and I would come home and I'd be so exhausted Saturday, I'd sleep all day Saturday. And then, I just kept going and going and going and advertising it on social media. But my trash can rep said, I promise you, Denise, when those carts hit the street, your phone's going to blow up, and that's what is happening.
They're seeing the purple and yellow trash can lids. And honestly, I'm seeing them seriously pop up, especially all over DeAdrian. That's becoming a mecca for Denise Sparks. It seems like, there's a purple trash can, there's a purple trash can. And I have people all the time asking about you because they're ready to make the switch. I mean, they're done. They're 100% done if they're in Godfrey.
Well, come on over, because we'd be happy to have you.
100. Well, that's for darn sure. And throughout that, take me through how good your crew is, too, because you have some really talented teams.
I'm not doing this alone. I have to give a big shout out to my crew, my guys, and now my office assistant. And just like when I got the award, when I came in that Monday, I said, this isn't because of me. It's because we're a team, and that's what I believe in. I run a tight ship, and I expect... I can't say it enough. Excellent customer service. Be kind to the customers. Be respectful. And I'm going to tell you, my customers give great reviews, and they even call me or text me and say, man, because I've kind of gotten off the truck a bit.
Yeah.
As far as doing like the junk removal and that. I've got a guy that I've trained for 5 years. He started out as my handyman at home, and he said, hey, and I said, come aboard. And, he's going on 6 years. And I know that if I can't be there, I know that he's a mini Denise. So he can handle it.
Well, and that's what I wanted to highlight, too, because there's a couple of weeks left before Christmas. And my live read for you this last week was, listen, you've heard me talk about the trash pickup, but the in-laws are coming. And we know that basement's looking rough.
Listen, my phone's ringing off the hook. Well, actually, if you go to my website, because we just revamped it at sparksjunkremoval.net, it's so important to scroll all the way down because it says you can text your photos that come directly to my cell.
Oh.
You bypass I handle the junk side and... my office.
Right here.
There you go. How much can you not? That's brand new now. So you cannot miss that phone number.
No, and you've heard me say it every day of the week, 618-781-1407. And that's the phone number to the Queen of Junk. Text the photos. Now, how does this work? They text you them. Here's what I got going on.
And I jump on them right away. I'm on the phone sometimes at 11, 12 o'clock at night.
You have to.
And, I look at the photos that they have. I've been doing it long enough. I know how much space it's going to take up in the trailer. I give them a price. And I say, when you want to schedule, let's do it. And they're coming across now because just what you said. Oh my God, my in-laws are coming,
With Christmas, we got to clean up the junk we already have.
My kids are coming. I got to clean the house. Exactly.
Well, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about pictures. So what should the best views for you, even though you have all that, pretty much what items are, is there like a way they should take it? Landscape, if there's a lot of items, take a picture of the room, any of that stuff?
Like if you're dealing with items in the house, and they're not in one spot, and they're on all different rooms, stand in the doorway, take a big shot, but if you've got a big pile, say out in your garage, stand back from the garage. Don't hover over your junk because then I can't see.
Right.
So stand back, get a frontal, get a side view, get a rear view, and send it to me.
Really cool. And I mean, I just think this is incredible. So this is one of those things I wanted to ask you about too, because it's on this box with the no contact. Now, if someone brings it out to the curb, they just...
We do a lot of curbside pickup.
Do you really?
Yeah, and we give discounts for that.
Because they're doing the...
If we don't have to come in and go up and down your basement steps 20 times and you bring it to the curb, yes.
That's great
So we'll do whole house clean outs. You know, we do it for people that are moving. We do it people, unfortunately, for estates, people that have passed away or people that are moving into assisted living. We do any type of a clean out you can imagine. Storage units. We do hoarder houses. We're compassionate.
That's true.
We're compassionate about that because everybody has a story.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before because I remember even before the show started, you and I talked about this up at the corner and I went, ooh, that's got it. And you said it just like that. You're like, no, this is an addiction and everyone has a reason for it. And to me, that's what I think you're so really the best at what you do because you aren't a judger. You go in there and you take care of them like people, you know, and I think that's extremely important for that.
I want to tell you too, I think last week, one of the things that I was taught when you start your business by an old man who had been in business for years was never forget where you came from. And I never forget that. And I always tell the people that work for me and that everybody has a story and always be humble because like last week, and it's, you know, going to high school, here I am, you know, you've got your teachers. And in my mind, I'm thinking, who would have ever guessed that I would be in this type of business? And now I'm cleaning out my teacher's home who has passed away.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that really made me like take a step back and look at things.
Well, it would for me too. And, you know, and I think the way that you care for the elderly is really amazing too because you...
Well, I'm elderly.
Well, that's true. Well, I'm telling you, I seriously did not know you were 64.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, one thing I wanted to hit on before we take a pause real quick is about the valet service that you provide for the folks with disability and mobility issues. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. There's actually, it's kind of twofold. Okay. So... the valet is for people that cannot push their cart out to the curb or at the end of their driveway or down a long lane. Okay, what we call a private lane. So we offer that service for an additional fee. Now, the other thing is some of the other companies stopped doing was coming down your private lane. So there's a lot of people in rural areas off the main road. Now we're talking a long lane.
Yep.
So there is a fee it's the same as valet.
Really cool.
We do that for people because...
well, it's an inconvenience.
It is an inconvenience.
Well, and I just think...
and I can't believe that you wouldn't do that for people.
Well, that's just silly to me. I mean, to me, it's like the whole point of being in business is supposed to come up with a service or a product that betters somebody's life and makes it more convenient for them to do tasks. And whenever you're saying, hey, I need you to walk your trash can a half a mile back to your house, because that's how long some of these private lanes, even longer sometimes, it's a nightmare, especially if someone's in their 70s or 80s. Hell, they don't want to walk that far.
It's all they can do to lift the lid,
you
know, sometimes.
100% over. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. I'll pay a quick bill, and we'll see one of Denise's advertisements running.
All right.
We'll come back with more of our daily show right here on this 8th day of December in the heart of the 618. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Here's CJ.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Welcome back, 10:50. I wish you guys could hear our conversations, but you just can't. That's the after dark session
That's
of
right.
the show. Denise, going back, you kind of teased it a little bit. Can I ask you about the Christmas tree?
We're going to do a one day this year.
I love it.
And I think that we're going to wait. You know, some people don't like to take their trees down
Until January.
So I'm looking like after New Year, probably the 8th. Is that the first?
I think so. It's Elvis's birthday. I do know
Oh.
that. Yeah, there you go. A month away. His day's the 8th. It is the second Monday of January because the first is the first Monday of January.
And you know, they're recycled, so
Yeah.
they go out to a lake so that the fish can spawn. And
That's something I wanted to drive home about you too today, because we're going to do a write-up on our interviews like we do. But in one of Denise's commercials, we talk about how trash is truly the last resort to the landfill, because you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to be sustainable. I mean, I've seen your Facebook posts about the furniture being up that you found from different poles and different
Right.
hauling jobs, and to me, that's amazing.
we're very eco-friendly.
Well, and especially because we've had the Chain Gang on the show talking about some of the trash pickup that he's been encountering and all the nightmare that he's dealing with on 255. But to see that somebody who has been in the hauling business for 30 years and now doing trash is really conscious of that, I love it.
And I want to say this, that I have recently had this conversation with a couple of my customers. What you all see on the street or what you get in your bill, the customers aren't happy. So for me, as an independent hauler who goes into a landfill, we won't say which one, but we go into a landfill, you should see the things that we see. I mean, we get hit. My landfill fees were increased 183%.
What?
Like 4 months ago. So what you all have to understand is, you know, we sometimes eat things because I want my customers happy, but we're not happy like you're not happy.
Yeah.
Because we're all getting poked.
Well, now, I didn't know it was that much, 183%?
Yep, because they changed, it was always one category, now they've changed it into 2 categories. And that's a whole nother contractual issue. But I just want the listeners to know that we're unhappy about things too.
Yeah, well, and I've said it time and time again, and it's not because Denise is in studio. You've heard me say this before without you being here. To me, it kills small business when you do these contracts that monopolize an industry like this has. This is a terrible contract. Everyone's stuck in this in the city of Alton. I'm not picking it because this was already long established before the current administration and everything else. This is long standing.
But I went before the
that's right.
The automatic board in February, and one of the things I said, I mean, this is public knowledge. I said in November of last year, everybody got a letter in our city that said, do you want to opt in or opt out of the electric provider? Yeah. I said, why aren't you giving us the same option to opt in or opt out of our trash provider? You don't give us that option.
Right.
And my answer was, I got several answers. First was, well, I'll get back to you later. And the other one was, it's a city ordinance. And I said, you all know I have dumpsters. I go to the landfill 2 and 3 times a day. I don't need this service. You're forcing this service upon me. And that, I don't think that's right.
Well, and I'm sorry, the whole idea of a city ordinance being the issue, go change it. You're a part of the council. You change ordinances all the time. That's a weak excuse. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a weak excuse. And you know, I just think it sets a bad precedent for what this community needs.
I think the people should have a choice.
100%. And to me, you have to support local business. And if you aren't doing that, you cannot grow, especially because you're telling somebody, hey, you do great work. We all know who you are, but we just can't do it.
Right.
Come on.
Can't do it.
It's just insane.
I pay my license every year.
Yeah.
30 years.
I mean, to me, that's what I think people need to know about really more so. And people need to start, not just one person. We all need to start saying something.
Well,
because until we don't.
I've tried. I'm like you. I tried to get people to come to that.
Yeah, that's right.
I tried to get people. I'm like, instead of you sitting at home and complaining, meet me up here. And I'll speak.
Yeah. Well, and it needs to happen because it's one thing, and someone can go, well, you know, the way that the contract is written, all right, then it's time to revise the contract or come back to the table and rewrite it because this is not beneficial for anybody.
No.
And, you know, I'm not going to say that everybody is unhappy because that's a ballpark generalization that's not going to be beneficial. But I can guarantee you that at least 65% of the population is just tired of what's happened.
Well, when you call for sparks, you get sparks.
Yes.
You don't get somebody in Indiana or Ohio or Texas or wherever all these places are. You get somebody local in Alton.
Well, and another thing that they don't know about those call centers is they don't know all the information because they're a call center for 4 companies.
Right.
That's the way that these new businesses are operating.
They just have a script that they read off of. That's it.
100% over. And to me, I have yet to see that provider do anything for community support. Anything. They don't do free Christmas tree pickups. They don't do things like that you do to really kind of just open your arms to the community. They do nothing. They don't sponsor a Little League team. Have you seen any T-shirts?
No.
No, I haven't. And to me, if you have a company that is not doing what's best for the city and its people and supporting those people when you're making hundreds of millions of dollars, then that's a big problem and we need to reevaluate it. That's just me, Denise.
And I want to tell you, too, on my website at sparksjunkremoval.net, you can sign up now. There's a sign up.
Oh, right here. Sign up for monthly coupons.
Well, but there's a sign up. If you go all the way to the top where it says services, and you go to weekly trash, you click book now, and there's a sign up sheet.
Oh, really cool.
So that comes right to our email.
Boom.
Boom, and we call you and we sign you up.
And you're actually talking to somebody that is right there.
Or you can call our office now. We have an office number.
That's amazing.
618-433-1128.
I love it.
And they'll answer.
I love it. And what I think is just amazing about this is, you know, before I even started the show, I loved you to death. Because
I've always thought the same for you.
But it's just because you practice what you preach. There is no fakeness to you at all. And I think that's so needed, especially today in the world of let's just tell everybody these ideas that we have without getting anything done.
Look at me. Yesterday I was 21. Today I'm 64. Life is too short to waste it on BS.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Tell people I'm not going to waste your time. I feel the same way.
100%.
Let's get down. Let's do it.
And to me, that's what we've been missing, and not only just in this town, but throughout the communities that around us for years, is that realness. It's just gotten to this point where it's like, how can we look best for this picture today? How can we look best for our social media post this afternoon? And quite frankly, it's a joke. And it's not the way that we've ever done business. No. We were always a Riverbend region of real people that were genuine blue-collar guys that might have, or girls that might have started a business, and the realness stays with them. I mean, hell, yeah, this is true. You call Rigdon Sewer Service 20 years ago to get Grandma Margaret on the phone.
And I talked to her several times.
And
many times.
But it was the realness of, hey, you're calling me at 1:30 in the morning here, okay? It's going to take a little bit to get out there. But, I mean, just things like that. You knew where you stood. And with Denise Sparks and Sparks Junk Removal, you know, in hauling and trash pickup, you know exactly
and
where...
Dumpster rental.
And dumpster rental. And there's probably going to be more coming down the pipeline eventually. I feel like I'm just...
Newsflash.
Is there something we got to stay tuned to?
Stay tuned.
There we go. It's just the realness of it has been missing, and I think that's why I love what you do so much, is just who you are as a person.
I love people, man. Everybody says, when are you going to retire? I say, retire? No. People, you can't retire. You die.
That's exactly
what happens. You don't have
happens.
a purpose, you know? I mean, this is my purpose. I get up every day to go and see what I can conquer every day.
Well, and that's what I think and to me, I'm not patronizing you. I wish more younger people that are starting, because there's a great...
Ooh, I would love to mentor some young people.
They need someone like you.
Bring it.
Because, I mean, I don't know if you've seen, there's so many new kids that are doing contracting businesses that are off to a great start, but I highly encourage them to check out some of the things that you're doing, because it's...
I would love, because I never had any kids, so yeah, I would love to see somebody that is young, that is mature, that is responsible, that can get out of bed every day and show up, you know, and not cry. And I would love to mentor somebody to one day step in my shoes. It's there.
Yeah, and the groundwork's been laid over a couple of times by now, but and I love the fact that you're very complimentary of your team. And that's another thing that I think's needed too, is it's not just Denise Sparks. It's Denise Sparks and our team. And it
is a team effort. I could never do this all alone. I did start it all alone
That's
in the
true.
beginning in '93, but no. And it's, for me, with my personality, it's kind of hard for me to let go of the reins. But as far as being out in the field and doing all that heavy work anymore, I've had to, because I need to continue to build with my customer base.
You have to.
This trash business it takes a lot of time.
Well, I was going to ask you, because we have a couple of minutes, how long does your route take you guys now on a Friday morning? Is it like...
Well, Friday's kind of our light day. Mondays and Tuesdays are big days. Wednesday is medium. Thursday's a big day because Godfrey split now Mondays and Thursdays. So that's how many people that we have grown to.
Incredible.
So we've got close to 400 customers in 8 months. And to me, that's a lot.
In 8 months. I mean, I couldn't even do the math. That's what, 36 plus?
And I haven't really, like, the last couple of weeks, like, punched it a lot on Facebook because I know the holidays are coming. But when I'm on there, I mean, I hit all of the Facebook pages.
That's another thing that I hope people start. I mean, not to copy everything you do, but take it as a note. People get this idea that if I put it on my company's Facebook page, that's all I need to do.
No.
You're in every group.
No, I'm in every group. That will happen.
Yeah. But you're right, and that's what you got to do. And it's just, again, putting in the hard work, because everyone thinks that it's all sunshine and rainbows.
It's not. Get on your Nextdoor app.
Yeah.
Get on Instagram. You know, anything you can get on it and let people know that you're out there and you exist and the services that you offer. So
100%. And as we're going through this, is there any services outside of trash that we should talk about really briefly before we take a pause?
Well, we do junk removal.
Right.
We offer we can come pick it up out of your house for you. We can do curbside, or we offer what's called all-inclusive junk removal, which means I get the photos, We provide our dump trailers. I provide our labor, haul away, and your landfill fees are included for one price.
Wow.
So we come in like, what they say, the old Central Hardware, scoop to nuts.
Yep.
We're a one-stop shop that we will come in and get it done. And most people go that have had a dumpster in their driveway and have been trying to do it for 3 weeks. What they've taken 3 weeks, we can get done in anywhere between 1 to 3 days, depending on how big the job is.
Wow.
So then we also do interior demolitions of kitchens and baths. We do, we demo sheds, garages. A lot of people don't realize that. We do interior demo for a big female-owned interior design company in St. Louis. And we do dumpster rental. Our dumpsters, as you can see on our website, are rubber tired. What does that mean? We're not setting them flat on your concrete. I don't want to take the risk of cracking your driveway.
When it seems like it's easier to load off too. I mean, it makes everything so much easier than that bulky kind of.
Well, you know, if you've got the other type of dumpster, you have to worry about putting plywood under it or something under it so that it's not scraping up your driveway. And then, of course, you know, weekly trash. So
it's well, there's so many things. And what I think I want to hit on with the dumpsters too is I mean, whether it's construction, furniture, storm debris, maybe your house is just cluttered up, landscaping, all
Doesn't
of that.
matter.
Throw it in there. But now, how do they have to say, hey, I have these items in here, or how does that work?
For our dumpster rental?
Yes, ma'am.
Once you decide what size you want, we've got the 10 and the 20 yard. I have everything in a text format. I zip that picture right over to you. I zip the pricing. It's got items that are not accepted in it. I write you up a rental agreement, send it to you. You can pay for it online. Bam, I deliver it on the dates that you want it. I pick it up.
There you go.
It's a 3-day. It's a up to 3-day rental.
That's incredible, and everything. It just the attention to detail shows through time and time again, because it's not like this. Let's just slap this category out there and hope for the best. I mean, you're calculated in how you do things, and
you have to be.
As you're adding to your fleet, did you add another vehicle today? Were you picking something up?
They're on the trash route today.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to go pick something.
Oh, I had to pick up a dumpster. It's actually out there in the parking lot.
Is it out?
So when I leave here, I'm headed to the landfill.
Okay. Well, there you go. Keep working. And Denise, as we've talked for 40 minutes now.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Well, Denise, I love you to death. And even before you became a supporter of the show, I loved you to death. And we've been friends before I started the show. But I just think what you're doing is incredible. And I hope more people really are waking up to you.
I love our customers.
Yeah, and they love you. I mean, they easily love you too. And is there anything else we should really focus? Or one last thing before we should focus on before we take the break?
I want to say how much I appreciate not just you, but I appreciate my team. I'm very thankful for all of the customers that continue to use me, not just for junk removal. Now they may have signed up for weekly trash service or they've rented a dumpster. You know, we wouldn't be where we are after, it's 30 and a half years. And we wouldn't be where we are today without everybody. So I want people to know that I humbly appreciate everybody's business.
Absolutely. And there's a reason that you were the best of the best trash hauler or trash pickup trash company. And I'm so excited to see what the next 8 months, the next couple of years bring you, Denise. And I mean that.
Thank you so much.
No problem. We'll take a quick break. Make sure you stay up to date on SparksJunkRemoval.net and Denise's Facebook page for when the dates are for that Christmas tree pickup program, which I think is amazing. And if you need to utilize their services before the in-laws come into town, before your neighbor reports you to their alderman because they're tired of seeing it, all of that stuff Denise can help you with by giving her a call today, 618-781-1407. That's
618-433-1128.
I got a new number to learn.
Yeah.
Or online at SparksJunkRemoval.net. Denise Sparks, thank you so much.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and thank you for
You're
this.
welcome.
That was amazing. A quick break. We come back. We'll party on Broadway next in the Heart of the 618.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid.
Welcome back to our daily show. It's 10:41 and a little bit of change on this 20th day of July. It's a Thursday in downtown Alton. Coach Greg Nasello in studio. How's the summer season going?
So far, so good. You know, it's summer. It makes it nice. Not a lot of pressure. Just enjoying and getting to know the players that I'm going to have. But it's all been going really well to this point.
Really, everyone playing well too.
You know what? I don't want to say playing well or playing bad because I'm just getting to know these guys. So I'm going to tell you this: their attitude's wonderful. Their effort is been just unbelievable. And it's been fun, and we've been training Tuesday, Thursday. We got training tonight. We're using as many contact days as we can, and then Sunday league, and that's been going very well as well.
That's what I was going to ask you about is the Sunday league, because this wasn't around whenever I was playing.
You know what? I don't remember it. I can tell you this. I think when I first coached, there might have been something that was done down in Belleville area, but nothing around here. Last year when I was coaching at Marquette is when I first got exposed to it. I think it's fantastic, and I would give anything to be able to have had this league for us because we've got a great facility for it. But I'm going to tell you this: Roxana's done a great job of hosting it. We play every Sunday night, and there's games and they're 25-minute halves, so not a long game, but good enough time to see everybody play.
Get reps.
9v9, so you're getting a lot of touches on the ball. No, it's been fantastic.
And now, where is that hosted? In Roxana?
In Roxana at their high school. Oh, their facility. Last year was the first time I had been on it.
Yeah, I've never been.
I was with Marquette, and it's really nice. They've done a really good job with that.
So whenever you're taking over a new team, because you've done this a little bit now, what's the couple of first months look like?
Well, you know, you've got to get organized. There's two things you have to do right away. Number one, you have to put together a good coaching staff, and I think I've been able to do that. That's number one, because you're going to rely on those guys to take care of things.
Who are your coaches?
Go back to Kurt Atkinson.
Good old Kurt.
Because when that happened, I called him right away, and he was willing to jump on board. Dustin Cowan is another one who's coached me with the Irish for the last couple of years. Really good coach, and also created organization, which is a big plus. Toby Hennessy, who played for me years ago, and he is coaching now currently with Scott Gallagher. He was an Irish coach at one time.
Will he be a freshman, JB?
Well, right now I don't do freshman, JB.
Just
we are the coaching staff, and we'll figure out as we go. I don't want to put those when you start pigeonholing somebody and saying you're this coach. Well, they may be for this time, but we're going to work with certain guys. I need each of them to use their best tactic, their best ability with certain guys. And I don't want to say you're the freshman coach and then not be able to use him for anybody else. So
I get what you're saying, because you back into a corner then almost.
Yeah, exactly. And that comes from coaching with other good coaches that taught me that's a good way to go. So, and I try to do that. But Toby's he's coming on staff. He's going to be really good. With that, we've had a volunteer assistant coach, Mike Halliday, who's with the middle school program, and that's been a real good help in making that adjustment.
They're full in that middle school program. I will say that.
That's for sure. And to make that transition, that's a big plus. And we've been fortunate to have Joel Cowan helping us with the goalkeepers this summer. Now, that's a big plus, because you've got to have a goalkeeper coach if you want to be a good team. That's one of those priorities. It's just like being in a football team. You've got to have somebody that has to work with special players, kickers, punters, quarterbacks. Same thing here. You've got to have somebody that can work with the goalkeepers, and we've had that ability with Joel.
So what's your training sessions look like right now?
Well, right now what we do is we start off at Alton High lifting weights. I'm big about lifting. Now, we don't do lifting like football players. We lift more for core, trying to do those kind of things. There's 7 exercises we are mandatory they have to do. There's others they can do, but it just depends on the time. If there's time, we will also do some video sessions. I record. We have the Huddle account. So Alton, they've done some great things with facilities. And
they really have.
It's amazing. And with that Huddle account, I videotape. That's how old I am. Use the digital recordings. I got to remember what we're doing here. And we record all of our sessions. We go through them. I'm able to go through and see some things in there, do some drawings. We send it out to the players to look at, but then, time permitting, we go over that before we go to training, kind of build on what we did prior. Then we move to West, and from basically basically 6:45 to 8:15. We'll train for that hour and a half.
Wow. Well, and too, because I was talking to a couple of the old players that, from your first stint with the team and talking about the old Rock Spring days and, everything else. Now, are you still running hills with the guys?
No.
I had to ask.
No, my days of running are pretty much done. My knees, the artificial hip, the knees, none of that's really working as well. But no, and it's weird because I've, just like teaching, my evolution as a coach is totally different. I mean, in the old days, we used to just run. I don't run at all anymore. I do everything involved in our training sessions, and these guys, when they come out, they're exhausted, and that's how it should be, because now they're getting game fitness rather than, you can be physically fit, but that's not going to allow you to run for 80 minutes at a soccer game.
It's the intervals too.
That's it.
Yeah.
You've got to go from sprinting to walking to jogging, and you've got to stay mentally engaged the whole time. So you don't do that when you're just running. Mental engagement to me is the key. To keep them doing that, you've got to be doing exercises that task them to do both. That's going to do both mental and physical, and we've been able to do that so far.
So speaking of a varsity squad, because, for folks that don't realize, 3A for Illinois is about as high up as you can go for soccer. What's it take to be a varsity player at that level that's successful?
Well, to be successful, that's the key word. I mean, you can be a varsity player, but to be a successful player, number one, you have to have total commitment to doing it year round. And I don't necessarily mean playing year round on a club team. That would help, but you've got to be willing to commit with the ball. You've got to touch it every day. I tell these guys, you've got to be, it's not just when we're out here training 2 days a week. You've got to be doing this every day. When we're not training, I send them out a fitness guide that they can do some things on their own. Take what we've been teaching you in training, go out and work on it, but you're going to have to commit to that ball for 12 months a year. That's the only way you can get better. Then you got to do the physical part, because this is high school, and in 3A, the physicality is a lot different than what I saw even at Marquette. We had occasional games where we would play some really strong 3A teams, and we were physical with them. We could battle with them. But when you're playing 3A every day, and you're playing Granite City, you're playing Collinsville, you're playing Edwardsville, you're playing O'Fallon, and you're playing them twice. Right. You've got to be ready for the physical part of this game, and that's where weightlifting comes in. You got to hit the gym.
Now, what do you think about, just the way that it's transitioned the last couple of years with Irish being in town with the club? Because, it seems like for a while, a lot of the local area schools, a lot of players played for 6 months during high school. They didn't have the Scott Gallagher luxury to drive to Collinsville. With this, does it have that opportunity to give, players more of an opportunity touch?
There's no doubt. That's helped a ton.
Really?
I go back to when I first started, we had the Alton United, and then it kind of went away, and
that's
we had nothing. And when you have nothing and there's nothing to build on, now we did have some players that were good enough to make Scott Gallagher, but that was all we had.
Right.
So now we didn't have anything. So we're trying to come up with ways to keep these players involved. It didn't go very well. So now with the Irish, Robert Steffen's done a great job of putting that club together. It's been fantastic for not just Alton High, but for all the area high schools.
Really has.
I mean, you see it. It feeds. I mean, for me coaching that which I unfortunately can't do anymore, but I love doing it. But I was working with those high school kids, and we had guys from Alton High, Marquette, of course. But then you go down to Civic Memorial, Jerseyville, Southwestern,
Mississippi Valley.
Yeah, we actually had a player from them too. Yes, you're absolutely right. And so to do that, I mean, that's a big plus. The other thing too I like about it is they're seeing different coaches, and you need different voices throughout your career, different things to excite you, to different ways of doing things. You get kind of stale doing the same thing over and over, so that's a big plus.
Well, and too, on top of that, I wanted to circle back to your playing days, because you learned from a lot of really interesting folks. One being up in whenever you're up in Oakland and you had the opportunity. Sarge, what was his name?
Steve Sargent. I've been lucky to have some great coaches when I played. Starting with Ed Hunnicky.
Absolutely.
People forget how good he was at Lewis and Clark. I mean, we played in a national title game. We finished third the next year. He goes to SIU, and he makes it to the Division II championships with that group. Then up at Oakland, I had Gary Parsons, our head coach, and then Steve Sargent was our assistant, who played at Everton. It wasn't English Premier then; it was English First Division. But he was a phenomenal coach, and he taught you how to defend. he was voted the third dirtiest player in the NASL, so I still remember that to this day.
Well, do you
Fantastic
ever,
coach.
because soccer evolves and your coaching does, teaching does, do you ever go back and think about some of the things you were told or learned about and maybe adapt that process a
Constantly.
little bit? Really?
Always. You can't go forward without going back. I always circle around to everything I do. As a matter of fact, this morning I'm putting together my training session for tonight, which I email it to all my coaches before they've got it already, so they know what we're going to do. I'm looking at old things that I've done, and some of these things I keep on the computer. I mean, they go back 15, 20 years. years.
Wow.
You know, and then when things aren't going well, I really look back and think, what did I do? What, you know, when this situation happened, what did we do to fix it? So I constantly go back. To me, you cannot go forward without thinking about those old times. I don't do it the same way, that's for sure.
Right.
You know, the evolution is there. The things, they're altered. And just like the training tonight, we're going to start this way. If it's not working, we're going to tweak it as we go to make it work better.
Absolutely.
And you have to have a good coaching staff to do that.
Well, that's true.
And that's where I'm lucky.
Well, you're right. And on top of that, too, when you were first, at Alton High, it seems like now the athletic association and all these supporters, I mean, it's night and day different.
It's not just there. I mean, you go to the school. Look at the facilities we have.
Well, I haven't been.
And that's come from the people that are running the school system. They've done a fantastic job. I mean, you look at what West is now with that turf.
Get out of here.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, I coached last year in Marquette for the boys and girls, and I absolutely loved it. You know, and Brian Hayner, I've learned a ton from him. But one of the things we were at Gordon Moore every day. Beautiful facility, but it's hard. And my knees, by the end, I'm going to tell you, after a year of that, my knees were killing me. Well, I'm out West every day. It's just totally different.
Walking on a mattress out there.
I mean, it's really good facility. And then you go to our own field that we have up above on the grass field that Piasaw Fuels put together. They, great job for them helping out with the, the high school. And it's fantastic. And I'd love to be on it more because it's grass.
Right.
But you got to worry about tearing it up and burning it out. We want it for the season. So, you got to just weigh those things. But, yeah, we're really fortunate.
Do you ever worry about that with transitioning from turf to grass in games?
I think back 5 years ago, I would have said yes. Now, I don't.
Really?
Because now, with our guys, the turf part is what we practice on most.
Okay.
And, when we need to use the grass field, we will get on there and train. We just don't want to use it now. There's no point. Why am I going to burn out that grass?
Right, because you got a season ahead.
Need it. That's exactly right. Our first game is going to be on that grass on August 27th when we play Duchesne. So we're going to get ready to go. Yeah, so they're in our tournament this year.
Wow.
Yeah, we start the year with the Alton tournament, and that's going to be exciting. So don't ask me more games than that because I don't focus on the first game. And that's what I told the guys. I don't look at the season, the whole season. I'm looking at the first game.
And that's what I was going to ask you when you talk to your players about this because, the season's a marathon.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Not a sprint.
No.
You better believe it.
And then it seems like by the end of it, I don't know how schedules were, but when I was done playing high school, it seemed like that last month was just a nightmare. You had one day off or maybe two, and then you were playing again.
That's kind of the same thing now. We've got. I still think high school plays way too many games.
Do you really?
I do. I think you should be looking at no more than 2 a week, maybe 3.
Well, because guys get hurt.
Well, and it's not just that. The downside of playing on turf is that it beats up your body, even as good as the turf is at Alton High.
Right.
And it's fantastic. It takes a toll. And when we've got a situation, we're going to have 5 games in 8 days this year. That's way too many. But, that's just the way the schedule broke down. So that's something we're going to look to try to maybe alter in the future. But right now, you just got to take what you got. And we've tried to fit in some off days. And I mean, truly off days where, guys, we're not going light. We're just not practicing.
Don't check team snap. We aren't going to be here.
We're not going to be here. That's exactly right.
Wow.
We're taking that time off because you've got to have that time to recover.
And now with that, you're always very big in academics, too. Yeah. And whenever we're talking varsity, I think that some people forget about that academic component where if you aren't performing well in school, there's going to be a different conversation. Is that part of your mindset too?
Always, especially with soccer. I mean, I'm saying soccer. I don't call it soccer. I call it football.
Right.
I do. The players get on me all the time. No, it's football because that's what I look at.
Right.
It is. I played so many sports. And the thing about soccer, football, is that it's the only sport where the player has to do everything for himself. Looking at the bench is irrelevant because by the time the coach tells you, it's already passed and done.
You're right.
So, when you look at a true football game, you go in a huddle, you pick a play, you go run the play. If it's basketball, the coach is calling the plays, you go down the field. Even in baseball, the third base coach is going to tell you what to do. I can't do that in soccer. So you've got to be a free thinker. Because of that, you have to be intelligent. And that's why the best soccer players are also really good students. Now, some of them can be a little bit lazy in the classroom because of that. They're intelligent, but they don't get pushed in the same way they get pushed on the athletic field. That's where teachers, that's where the teaching component comes in. I know as a teacher, that's what I try to do is to push people to be better students in the same way I do a soccer team. But the academics has got to be there because if you can't be that intelligent in the classroom, you're not going to be that intelligent on the field.
Right.
And it will show. That's one of the things I always focus on.
It's a great segue because I like talking about joystick and players because I think that sometimes, you know, I get so fed up with hearing a coach scream for 90 minutes. I think it's the most ridiculous thing because you're not getting your players to be better players. You're just telling them how to listen to them. What do you think on that?
Well, it's not just there. It's training too.
Really?
Training has evolved so much for me because I still do some things like some patterns and that to get the idea across. But if you look in the old days, we used to have everything was cone related, A to B to C to D, and that's joysticking.
Right.
I mean, you're going to go to here, turn right, go here, turn left. That's not the game.
Yeah.
So now I don't even call them drills. I call them exercises because we're going to go and work in this third of the field, and this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to go 7v5 with 2 support players, and we're going to try to build first from the left side to the right, right to the left. You know, whatever we're trying to accomplish.
Right.
But to get away from that, because if I've got to tell you what to do every moment, well, I can't.
Right.
You know,
Well,
I just can't do that because it'll by the time it goes from one ear and process in the brain, it's already done. So the players have got to learn to think for themselves, and that's what I try to instill in training, and of course carry on to the game.
Absolutely. Now we have a couple minutes left. What's the team looking like? Do you have a lot of upperclassmen, or how is it looking?
We've got right now. You know, I don't know the total numbers because this summer we got guys coming and going.
Yeah.
But we've had some great seniors right now that have come out. I look at some of the guys like Logan Reinders has come out and been out there every day. The same thing with Alex Steiner, and then we just have one after another. You know, Cameron Belchick. Now Jared Tall's come out recently. Miles has been there a lot. So we've got all these guys there, and they're just great leaders, and they're working so hard. And that's the big part. I told them, I said, you know, you guys have got to be leading by example, not by voice.
Exactly.
You know, get out here and show them here. I'm going to work this hard. And when you do that, everybody will follow. And we've got a really nice junior class, which is a big plus. These are most of the guys that played for me when I was coaching the Irish. So I knew them going in, and I knew how well they worked. It's just been a great surprise just seeing how well all these guys are melding together at this point.
Well, you know, I never point a player, but watching last year, there was one that I thought has the potential to be one of the best strikers in the area, and that's Dylan. I think the way he turns off the ball is something that's pretty special.
He's got a good first step, and he's really working on his finishing. Yeah.
And then the only reason I asked that is because we did have a couple of questions earlier about the team. Do you know where spots wise we're going to play yet?
We're starting to look for that now, but you know what? I don't want to. Even in the course of the season, the team's going to evolve.
What has to?
You know, I mean, I'm not going to. Like I told him, I said, guys, if we're going to be their best the first day, that's not what I want. I want to start off and have a good game against Hashem, but I want our best day to be the last day.
Yeah,
because that should be a state championship if everything goes well.
Right.
But we've got to build to that, and part of that is coaching. Is you got to be willing to evolve the team, and if it's not going well, you got to be able to move guys around. The summer leagues allowed us to do that, so we've been able to move guys and just get good looks at them in different roles, and it's been very good.
Well, and see, that's why I really like the idea of the summer league because it's 25.
Never had that before.
No.
To where you had time to look at players playing. Not standing around.
Now, does it help too with the just with talking with the other coaches too and having everybody out there, or with
it's funny because you don't get a chance to do that so much because the games are literally one on top of the other. So I mean, it's literally saying hi.
Who refs?
We've young guys that are helping out. Some guys that have played last year.
Wow.
They're going to college now. and you know what? The referees are relevant because we're not out there blading people and hitting. It's more like playing 7-on-7 football where you're doing the techniques and doing that, and everybody knows what it's about. And the good thing is that Coach from Roxana did a good job of talking the first day to everybody about what this league's about. And that's what I've been telling our players. Look, we're not out here to try to, come out and knock people around. That's not what it's about. It's working the ball. Let's see if we're doing the things skill-wise that are going to get us to that level.
And without a doubt, I got a couple seconds left. Winter tryouts.
First, I don't know if we really want to call them tryouts because I don't know how many players we're going to have.
Right.
But I always say our first training session will be at 6 p.m. on August 7th, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
It's coming up quick.
Yeah.
And then what's the goal for the year? Is it to win the title?
Well, it's always
title?
to win state title, but you know what? You have to have small goals along the way. As a team, we'll talk about goals as we go. I truly believe in both short-term and long-term goals, so we'll have those.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dad. We're out of time today. We're going to be talking to someone Coach Brian Hainer tomorrow. We're going to get an update on the Explorers season ahead of the fall. And on that note, all of you have a great rest of your Thursday. But most importantly, just do me a favor, come back tomorrow and try your best to stay out of jail.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Show, Lindsey, Wood River Public Library. How are we doing? Very festive today.
Well, you know, we like to go for a theme at the library, so we've got a theme week right before Christmas.
Well, and speaking of the library, you guys had a hell of a year.
Yes, we did. Lots of big stuff, and a lot of it in the last 4 to 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was noticing the community outreach projects you're doing and events. I mean, it's all really becoming a really big thing over there.
Oh, yes. We love to be part of our community and get as much, growth and attraction to downtown Wood River as we can get.
So before I ask you about the year in review, the reason I called Lindsey is yesterday I was scrolling through the Facebook events to add to the community calendar, and on Thursday, January the 4th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. drop-off, Stuffed Animal Sleepover at the Wood River Public Library. I love this. So fill me, how did this come about?
Well, as any good idea, we have seen it on Pinterest or on Facebook from another library, and so this, I think, is our 3rd one.
Okay.
I think COVID kind of paused for the cause.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so our friends will bring their stuffed animals or dolls, and then after hours, after everyone's tucked them in and the library has closed for the night, the stuffed animals wreak havoc on the building. So they've been known to get into my office or hang from the ceiling. They like to raid the refrigerator. So there's, and we usually post a lot of that on social media, so people love that stuff.
Well, it seems like a really cool, because the lock-ins were always fun for me as a kid, but now things have changed, and now the lock-in thing has kind of gone away for middle schoolers.
Yeah.
But for this, I mean, this is a great way for parents to know this is something new or maybe a little bit different that they've done before, and they're in a safe space at the Wood River Library.
Yeah, so to be clear, it's just the stuffed animals. The kids do not stay.
Okay.
So it's just your lovies stay for the night.
Okay.
Yep. There's no kids involved. So the kids drop off.
Okay.
Yep. Kids are playing parent. They get to drop off their stuffed animal and then go home.
That makes sense. Okay. So I understand this now a lot better. So you bring your stuffed animals from 5 to 7.
Yep.
And then you come back in the morning.
Yep.
and then you have to go pick up your stuff. So this is a little Toy Story action going on
that's
here.
so after hours, the toys wreak havoc on the library.
I'm understanding
Not
this
the kids.
fully now. Now it goes back. You know what's funny is I'm going to be watching this on my damn living room couch and going, what an idiot.
Nope, it's been asked before, so you are right there. You're good.
Well, I'm glad I asked a frequently asked question,
Yes.
little FAQ portion to start off the interview. So this is really great. So you bring your stuffed animal, and how does this kind of work? So they drop them off to you?
Yeah, so they're going to drop them off. And so I don't know how Miss Kristen's going to do it, our new youth service coordinator. She's fabulous. But in years past, you drop them off, you make them a name tag, read them a story, and you tuck them in at the library, and then the next morning you get to pick them up. So we've done like a newsletter kind of with pictures of your stuffed animal to see what they did all night, and we do have them post on our Facebook so you can see them all at all hours.
That's really cool. So you got to make a name tag for your stuffed animal, and also you got to fill out the permission slip to let them stay.
Yes, we have a permission slip to make sure that, as the mom of your lovey, you get to decide if they can stay or not. So.
Now, here's the question. What if a little one wants to be a part of this, but January the 5th, we got to go see Grandma somewhere and can't go back to pick up our stuffed animal?
We're not going to take them anywhere.
Okay, all
They'll
right.
stay right here at the circulation desk. They'll be safe, we promise. We just try to, reduce the amount of pressure on staff to keep track of all of those little things.
Oh,
But yes,
man.
we've had some big ones, let me tell you, like physically large stuffed animals.
And that's what I was going to ask, the variety. Is there a size regulation here?
I feel like one year we had Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy, and they were probably as big as I am. I feel like they were massive. And I think that was our first year that we also, someone brought a Five Nights at Freddy doll.
Oh.
Well, in our building, we do joke, I think as most people do in old buildings, that we have a library ghost. And so it was probably, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and kept hearing creepy sounds. And at one point, my coworker said, "Okay, Freddie, we heard you." So, yes, all shapes and sizes. We've had dolls, G.I. Joes, teddy bears. We'll take them all.
Well, and it seems like a really great way to kind of get some engagement out of the Facebook feed, too, because the kids have the opportunity, and I'm sure look forward to seeing what their animals were up to or dolls were up to the night before.
Yes. And it's a good thing to do between Christmas and New Year's, or like that time that the kids are on a Christmas break.
Yeah.
We generally try and keep things pretty low key at the library as well. So this is something else that we can do because parents are always asking for things to do during that break.
I bet. So this is where you guys are kind of, I wouldn't say slow season, but a little bit more kind of reserved.
Yes. So things, a lot of our regular programs, I see on the screen you have Roll and Read Up right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on a hiatus right now. Today was my last day. We Jam will take a little bit of a break just because of the holiday interrupts a lot of that time. So
really cool. And now throughout the year, you guys have been pretty busy. Has there been some cool stuff happening that you're happy to report on?
Oh my goodness. So that's what, in the last, I would say probably 4 or 5 months, we've had 4 massive events. We did our national night out with the police department, and that had over 200 people out in the streets of Wood River. And then we hosted our Harry Potter party.
Yep.
That had over 100 people. We also did Barbie, which was way bigger than we thought it was going to be, with over 100 people in the building. And then most recently we had Bluey. So we had Bluey herself in the building, and we had like 215 people crammed in there to get a picture with Bluey. So, that's like 600 people in the last 4 months just for those 4 events, not to mention the gobs of other things we do on a weekly basis.
One, is it helping with library card registrations, just getting people inside to see what you guys have to offer?
So one of the things, one of the reasons that I love these big events is that we get people to come in, you kind of lure them in with one big event.
Right.
And they realize, I don't know about other people, but for me, once I've gone one time, I'm way more apt to come back again, right? You're more comfortable, you know what to expect. And so I think when we get people to come in one time and they meet, Miss Kristen or myself, who do all of our youth programming, that, it's a little less scary. And so the smaller events become, more things that they're going to come do. They like the way our library is set up, and they'll come back and check out books. So, and we have such good staff that, they're so good with all the kids.
Now, Kristen, was she the one we just featured in the World Axe Throwing?
Yes.
Okay, I figured that.
Was
But
her.
every time I ask, I'm wrong. So that's why I'm like, how do I ask this question without being,
Yep, that's the same. She is a woman of many talents.
Well, and it's great, though, to know that you guys at the library, support that and say, go do it. And then you have her, you know what I'm saying, where it's not, one thing or the other. It's able to grow and be whoever you want to be. And also, it's a great resource to have right there at the library.
Yes. We are,
great team.
This was her baby when we hired her. And we are, I hate to be cliche and be like, we're a family, but my staff gets along really well. And I think people can see that when they come in. Our staff is so good with patrons. We get a lot of compliments, and we love that Kristen can go out and throw those things, because don't let me near an axe. I shouldn't.
Well, and to think about this, if you ever have any, books that are just destroyed, how fun of an
We're
opportunity.
going to sick her on them.
Exactly. Just put them on that bullseye and you throw them, and that way they're already gone anyway. But, I mean, it's really cool because when you call the library, you can tell that people are happy to be there.
Yes.
Because I've talked to a lot of people on the phone at this point in the game, and you can tell when someone's like, all right, here we go again. Hello. Yeah. Everyone's willing to pick up the phone. Everyone's willing to help out. And I think that's got to be, in your position, really cool to see and just be a part of that really great machine that you guys really are building over there.
Yeah, they are so good. I know that sounds so silly, but I couldn't ask for a better group of people to work with.
Well, and to it, the community's really responding too, because you can put out all the events you want, but if no one comes, you aren't getting anywhere. And every one of them, like you said, is just boom, boom, boom.
Yes. We are thriving in the library world right now, so we're very happy with that.
Well, I think it reflects on Wood River too, because a lot of great stuff in terms of events and fun activities and just ways to boost morale are out there, and for you guys to supplement and add to it, and then some, is a really cool tie-in and a great formula for the overall city's success, really.
Yeah. So last night at the council, Kristen Burns, who I know has been on here a couple of times, she got approval to send her letter of intent to be like a Main Street down in Wood River, which is fabulous. And it's just another resource for the library. And I've already said to her, because she's usually the one who helps me with National Night Out, I said, we're going to make this a Main Street and library partnership next year when we do National Night Out, and we'll go bigger and better than we have before, which is my daily motto. How can I go bigger and better than yesterday?
And Lindsey did fill you in on the news. Kristen will be on at the start of the year to talk to us about this.
I love her.
She's, you guys have some great people and throughout the city, but also at the library. And why don't we do this? I want to talk to you for a couple more minutes. Okay. Let's take a quick break. Let's pay some bills, and we'll continue this conversation right here on our daily show whenever I find out how to press this button.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Didn't say the time. Welcome back to our daily show. We're not taping interviews, for next week right now. Lindsey back with the Wood River Library and a lot of fun stuff. We're talking about the Stuffed Animal Sleepover.
Yep.
As I very wrongfully said that this was a lock-in style event. So let me clarify this. From 5 to 7 p.m. on January the 4th, Thursday, they can come with their parents, drop off their stuffed animal, and then you pick them up the following day.
Yep. The
And you
stuffed
get
animal,
to-
not the child.
Yes.
Take the child with you at the end
Please
of the night.
take the child home. We don't need any night at the museum stuff happening, where books start flying and there's little Johnny caught in the crossfire of fiction and nonfiction, But there's a lot of, this is a really fun event because what I think's cool is it doesn't have to be a big shaboozy festival, floats, give me a bounce house. It can be things like this to really engage the community with the library.
Yes, yeah.
And now you take and then the follow up too, where you have I'm going to call it the WMZ, the Wood River Library, TMZ version, where the next day you find out how much fun your dolls had. But with this, take me through the team at the library, because I'm sure you guys just got done with your Christmas party, or maybe you're getting ready to kind of celebrate a little bit together. Take me through your team, because it seems like we hit on it a couple of minutes ago that it's a family, but you guys really have a very nice staff that's always willing to put all hands on deck and get some stuff done.
Yeah. So we've got, right now we only have 2 full-time staff members.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And you guys but you're able to do all this stuff with 2 full-timers.
Yes. So myself and my assistant director are both full-time, and then we have a lot of people working, more hours. So my cataloger and my circulation manager, and then a couple other clerks that are there. They're there a couple more hours. And then we have some super part-time people that come in a couple days a week, and they just come from all walks of life. One of my employees, he used to be a dean at a university in Oregon? Washington. That area.
Same difference.
I mean,
geographically in that
you
region.
wouldn't have known any different. Shouldn't have outed myself. And we just... One of the things that we pride ourselves on at the library is that, and maybe this isn't something I should pride us on, none of us have a library science degree.
Right.
And so we really do come at things from a patron point of view, and how would, Susie off the street, how would she view our library, and are we patron friendly? So we have people who are still in school. We have somebody who used to be in the dental field, somebody who, Holly went to school to be a firefighter at one point. I'm from the education world, and we love our town and we love our patrons, and we just have a common goal every day.
It's cool to have a variety too. I mean, you need to have those different demographics and different insights to really have a true public library.
Yes, I mean, our community is not one type of person,
No.
as we all know. No community is, and so we try to meet them where they're at.
So in terms of next year, you're planning on adding to the events lineup?
Oh, goodness. At the moment, I don't have anything specific, but National Night Out will be back. Harry Potter will be back as always. Barbie will probably not come back. It was a good one-time event, but we usually try to do another big one in the springtime as well. And our summer reading theme will be, read. It's like Mission Read and Beyond, I think. So it's a space theme.
Really cool.
So, yeah.
Well, in terms of just getting back to regular programming, when does that pick back up when the calendar turns over?
So first full week of January, we should be back to everything. I mentioned Roll and Read, which is a pretty popular one that we partner with Park and Rec. So it's stories and open gymnastics, and then another story.
Oh, really cool.
Yes, but because that recreation building is not quite done, but I know most of the equipment will be in the new facility, we're going to hold off till they open that building to bring Roll and Read back.
That would be a really great time to kick that off. A little ribbon cutting action,
I cannot wait. Parents are very excited too.
Well, in terms of where you are in your position at the library, over the course of the couple of years, did you think that you guys would have this much growth? I mean, because anyone could say, well, yeah, we're going to do this and this, but to truly achieve it and become really a staple in terms of events and being community oriented, that's pretty hard to do.
I don't. Like I said earlier, I think I just wake up every day saying, how can I do bigger and better? I don't know that I've ever thought, how can I or the library be this for the community? We just do. And that's, I don't think any of us have had necessarily goals. We just love what we do, and I think it shines through every day.
Well, I think so too. And now in terms of activity and really just interest from the youth, are you guys seeing a lot of good responses with that because of these type of events and just programs you have?
Yeah, so one of the things that we do that's unique to our library is my youth service coordinator, Kristen, actually is the she is the librarian at the elementary school.
Okay.
So she
really cool.
brings that, she's able to, pump up those events at the library over there, and then they cross over to us. So she's a great bridge between both locations. We're still working on those teens, but we're going to get there.
We are getting there.
Teens are hard.
We're coming right here. That's my call to action notification of why every microphone is starting to break on me, because I just beat the hell out of them. But I really mean that. That's why when I called you, I wanted to talk about this, because even though it's not, you're there all night, even though I may or may not have thought that at first, I'll be honest. I assumed wrong, and we all know what assuming means. It's really cool to know that there's a bunch of different ways to be a part of the library. And you need it no matter if it's here in Alton, Jerseyville, all around. You need to be a part of your library district, because if you aren't, you're missing out on a ton of stuff that could really help the kids in their classrooms or throughout the rest of their life, too, and just learning more and more material.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we like, so one of the great things that most of the libraries in the area can do is actually tell you how much you've saved by going to a library.
Right.
And so I actually pulled that number yesterday. It's over $600,000 that we've saved our patrons this year alone, which, that's more than the budget that we have in a year. So the fact that we can save that for people is phenomenal.
Well, and that's another good point, because there's I never talk about this, but you guys do have a certain budget that's allocated.
Yep.
So you have to work within the confines of it. A lot of the times, it's not like you can say, oh, well, we'll just go to council next week and tell them we're going to add a $4,000 bounce house.
Right.
You can't.
No.
So to be creative in what you're doing, to really have these unique events that stay within budget, that are always, being accommodating, that's a huge win, especially with like what we just talked about with working within confines.
Yeah. Libraries are so unique because 99% of what you do, you're offering for free.
Right.
Right now, the only thing we charge for is yoga, and it's $5. And she's a certified yoga instructor. So, everything else is free. And the fact that we're able to do that for our community is just, it feels really good to be able to look at people and say, no, I don't charge for that. We notarize, and they're like, well, what's the fee? Nothing. It's a nice service that we offer. And so it's just,
another reason to be a part of your local library.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, we're coming up where we're going to say goodbye for now, but winter break calls for a Stuffed Animal Sleepover, and this will be Thursday, January the 4th, drop off 5 to 7 p.m., and then when the library closes, those animals are coming to life. So what do they have to bring?
Bring your stuffed animal, not your favorite one though, because we don't want little Susie upset when, her teddy bear is in the building all night. So we do not recommend your favorite.
Oh, now that's something I would have never have thought of.
Oh yeah.
That's the parent in you coming out.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
I would have never even have thought of it.
Yeah, no, do not bring your favorite, because stuffed animal doesn't go home. So bring a close second, or the one that they just want to see do goofy things. But just bring that stuffed animal and sign off that permission slip, and we'll have some fun.
And what day is that again?
That's going to be January 4th, and then pick them up on Friday, January 5th.
And then for more information about upcoming events, when you guys get back into the full swing of things the first full week of January, what's the best way to do that?
Oh, you got to keep up with us on social media. That's at Wood River Library. And you can also sign up for our newsletter, and that's on our website.
There we go. Out of time on this hybrid replay show. I'm doing 2 news, 2 old interviews every day this week, because, that's the way to do it. I'll see you tomorrow for more of our daily show. So on that note, have a happy new year.
You too.
And try your best to stay out of jail.